66 million years ago, our world ended not with a whisper, but with an explosion equivalent to 100 million Hiroshima atomic bombs. On that bright morning, the creatures that ruled Earth were going about their daily routines, unaware that a space rock the size of Mount Everest was heading toward them at 70,000 kilometers per hour. This was no mere collision. It was a massive cosmic wipeout. In less than 24 hours, 160 million years of reptilian dominance were wiped out, and the fate of every living thing on the planet was forced into a complete reset. We're not talking about a slow extinction. We're talking about a moment when Earth's atmosphere turned into a giant oven and its oceans into kilometer-high walls of water. Welcome to the timeline of the day Earth died, and our history began. It all began in space, millions of years before the impact. A fragment of an asteroid from the belt between Mars and Jupiter was knocked out of orbit. This rock, which we later knew as the Chicxulub asteroid, was a 10-kilometer diameter monster that moved silently through the darkness. As it entered Earth's atmosphere, the air in front of it was compressed so much that the surrounding temperature soared to temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun. In what we now call Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, the sky suddenly split open. Imagine a light so bright it blinded everyone within 1,000 miles even before the sound of the explosion reached it. The asteroid slammed into shallow water with such force that it not only hit the ground, but also vaporized the Earth's crust. In milliseconds, a crater 30 kilometers deep and 150 kilometers wide was created. The impact unleashed energy beyond human imagination. The initial shock wave destroyed everything within a 1,500-kilometer radius. Forests were instantly uprooted, and large animals like T-Rexes or Triceratops near the impact site didn't even have time to feel the pain. They were vaporized into plasma in an instant. But that was just the beginning. The explosion blasted trillions of tons of material into space molten rock that would eventually return to Earth as a deadly rain of fire. Minutes after the impact, the face of the Earth changed completely. Material ejected into space began to fall back into the atmosphere. The friction of these rocks with the air created an incredible amount of radiant heat energy. Imagine the entire sky turning red-hot, emitting infrared heat so intense it burned skin and ignited forests worldwide simultaneously. The planet turned into a giant oven in less than an hour. Meanwhile, in the ocean, the impact triggered a mega tsunami 1.5 kilometers high. This wall of water swept inland, destroying coastlines and carrying marine debris deep into the continents. The Earth also responded with an 11-magnitude earthquake, one so powerful that no modern scale can accurately measure it. Mountains trembled. Volcanoes erupted simultaneously, and the land seemed to be trying to uncoil from its axis. After the rain of fire subsided, a new horror emerged. Darkness, dust, soot from global forest fires, and sulfur from evaporating limestone completely obscured the atmosphere. Sunlight could no longer penetrate to the surface. Global temperatures, which had reached thousands of degrees in the first hour, suddenly plummeted to below freezing. Photosynthesis ceased completely. Without plants, the food chain collapsed. The giants who survived the explosion now had to face a more cruel enemy, hunger and freezing cold under a pitch-black sky. For months, even years, Earth was a dead planet covered in sulfur dust and acid rain. The non-avian dinosaurs, which had dominated every corner of the planet, slowly disappeared. They were too large to hide, and too voracious to survive on the few remaining food sources. Yet, amid this utter devastation, a miracle occurred. Underground, in dark holes, and on frozen riverbeds, a few tiny creatures managed to survive. These ancient mammals, which had lived in the shadow of the dinosaurs for millions of years, had advantages the giants lacked. They were small, omnivorous, and better able to regulate their body temperature. They were the true survivors who inherited a deserted planet. When the dust finally settled and the sun shone again after years of darkness, the world that emerged was a new one. Without giant predators, mammals began to evolve at an incredible rate. From tiny, mouse-like creatures, they grew into the new rulers of land, sea, and air. The Chicxulub event was a tragedy for the dinosaurs, but it was a golden opportunity for our ancestors. Every time we see a dinosaur fossil or gaze at the night sky, we are reminded that human existence is a remarkable coincidence. We are here because a space rock struck Earth at just the right place, at just the right time, and wiped out the old rulers to make room for us. This mass extinction wasn't just the end of an era. It was the dawn of human history. Life never gives up. It simply waits for its turn to rewrite its story. Dinosaurs ruled the Earth for 160 million years, far longer than humanity has existed to date. However, history shows that stability is an illusion. Our planet is a dangerous place, moving through the unpredictable expanses of space. Chicxulub is a reminder that on a cosmic scale, we are all merely temporary guests. The question is not whether a catastrophe like this will happen again, but when. And when that day comes, will we have the technology to change our fate? Or will we end up as another layer of dust in the Earth's crust?